Currently in Central Texas, it is raining hard. You know who else is making it rain? Take the Cannoli with all those points.
Nice segue.
Yeah. Welcome to another Schmoedown reaction. We're the Cinefanatics. I'm Chris Adams.
I'm Robert Adams.
And this time it is another Anarchy team match in the round 2 of the Anarchy tournament. Subdivision League Anarchy. Redundancy. It's Take the Cannoli going up against the Harris brothers. Who are the Harris brothers? We haven't seen the Harris brothers in the tournament yet.
Yeah,
that's weird. They're coming in round 2.
They are the artists formerly known as the Evil Geniuses.
Well, one of them is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so JT unfortunately has to sit out the rest of the competition, the rest of the tournament. And I was trying to find my word there. And in his place, we have Lon's brother, Jonathan Harris. So, hence Harris brothers. How will they do up against Take the Cannoli, McWeeney and Brianne?
Well, I mean, I would have to say, based off of, say, personal experience, if one brother really likes movies, chances are the other brother's also going to really like movies as well. So, the Harris brothers might actually be a pretty strong team.
And if it's anything like us, one brother will probably be stronger at movie trivia knowledge, while the other one will just fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
So, who knows? They might be an even match for McWeeney and Brianne. I like how I used the last name for Drew and then...
Yeah, and then the first name.
Chandler's first name.
McWeeney and Chandler, or Drew and Chandler.
Drew and Chandler and McWeeney. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that being said, we haven't seen Jonathan Harris play yet. I'm not entirely certain how good he actually is at trivia. So I'm going to give this one to McWeeney and Brianne.
Yeah. I would have to agree.
Because we've seen them. They've already tied for the most points in the team tournament.
Well, we know Brianne came as the free-for-all champion.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McWeeney was the former team champion who was forced to give up his belt because Sam Levine stepped down as champion as well. So they were just having to give up that championship. So that's still a very strong team, as they've proven during their last performance.
Especially, again, they tied for the most points in the team division. So that's not something to joke around with. So I'm interested in seeing just how far they go. Honestly, I would say that they're one of the ones that could go all the way.
Yeah.
But we will see. Especially what happens with this match. Let's take a look.
Trivia Schmoedown Team Champions of the World, by way of knockout, the Shire Wolves.
I love that his Twitter handle is Bald Brian.
Didn't get it done there in the title match. She is now going to be paired with the Godfather, the former team champion, and they will be going up against Whitney, Seibold, and Joyke.
And you know what we have here? This marvelous matchup of Miss Movies and the Godfather. Do you hear that sound, Shire Wolves? That's the end of your reign. 4 wins, and this marvelous matchup is coming for you.
I honestly could see her splitting off from the Viper Squad and starting managing her own teams.
Especially if Take the Cannoli actually becomes...
Imagine that Professor Lon Harris sits at home and enjoys a quiet evening with Frazier and his many cats. His teammate, however, JTE, a guy no stranger to not only the white-hot spotlight of the Schmoedown, but the playoff format in general that we've done here for a number of years. And
I mean, there is a part of me that wishes the Wildberries did win. I mean,
just because it's fun watching them.
So basically, he was trying to
I love them. There's no way they would win against McWeeney and
I think he might have created maybe another championship run here. I really feel like we have a chance to go to the top.
JTE, Little Evil, is done for the year due to an accident. He's been replaced by Lon's brother, Jonathan, and their team name are the Harris brothers.
And you can actually see the resemblance. Yeah, so, I mean, other than Kalinowski, I don't know who's doing the Anarchy, but I love the fact that there's Anarchy within the Anarchy. Like, we had no intention of having, like, the Harris brothers teaming up, which I know is because of an unfortunate accident, but I mean, stuff like this just abruptly changing keeps it really interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty good couple, but the odd couple is going to be taking on the winner of this quarterfinal match between the Harris brothers. What did I just say? The Harris brothers versus Take the Cannoli. I know Take the Cannoli, Drew McWeeney, Brianne, Chandler, Miss Movies herself. The Harris brothers. What's the story behind that? Because at last I heard, it was JTE and Lon Harris as the evil geniuses.
Well, I'll tell you what, the whole thing got thrown in. If you looked at the preview special, they were my pick to win. I thought that the evil geniuses of JTE and Lon Harris were going to take this whole thing. Well, that got thrown out the window when JTE got himself on one of those stupid bird scooters. I hate those.
You're not a fan of them? I find them to provide a nice public service.
Well, they also provided a hospital bill for JTE because he got injured from it. He's not able to compete.
Get well soon, contribute to the GoFundMe.
Lon Harris reaches out and gets his brother, another professor, to go ahead and compete, hence the Harris brothers. Now, I don't know anything about John. I don't know.
His name's John?
John.
Lon and John?
Yeah.
You gotta love that family sense of humor.
Well, I don't know anything about John at all. If he's good, we're going to find out today. But they're going up against Take the Cannoli with Brianne, Chandler, and Drew McWeeney, who had arguably the best performance of round number one, scoring 35 points, tying the record previously held by above the line and top 10, and they are now tied within their first match together. This is a scary team, but if John Harris is a great player, Take the Cannoli could be in trouble.
Hard to put it all on his shoulders, but you speak the truth, my man. We've seen last-minute competitors thrown into a Schmoedown, and it doesn't fare that well most of the time, especially if you're looking at a playoff format. You look at the Star Wars match we had when Alex Damon comes in. It's unfortunate. I mean, I know Alex was thinking he was going up against Sam Woodward. Here, Take the Cannoli is going to be the same mindset where they want to show no mercy. Is Lonathan and Jonathan going to be any
Lonathan.
We're about to find out.
We will, and we're going to hear from what the competitors said. Here we go.
Oh, I'm feeling so good about this marvelous matchup. We're already in round two. No, round one, they tied. These two tied the top score of 35 points. Can you look at this?
Good afternoon, students. So, as many of you may have already heard by now, my esteemed partner in crime, Mr. Josh Tapia, a man who was doing all of his assigned reading, was working diligently to become more of an academic presence here in the Schmoedown. Unfortunately, he did not take all of my advice not to ride around on improvised, experimental, motorized transit. Unfortunately, struck down in his prime. Mr. Tapia will no longer be able to join us here.
We don't have any JTE, unfortunately.
Awesome.
How do you feel about this, champion?
I'm a little bummed. I wanted some JTE, but we wish him well, and we know Snyder's still out there lurking around, so that'll be just as good.
And you may be wondering who my new consort is here for the tournament. My new partner. We're lucky enough to be joined by a visiting professor, a poet, a philosopher, a great man, my own brother, visiting professor Jonathan Harris.
Thank you. I've been taking a sabbatical of several months, and I thought I would come by and help you in your little trivia game.
The hard part about today is that, yes, Lon Harris
He's
is
just
a
going,
bit of a
why?
contender.
Why are we doing this?
He knows what he brings a lot of knowledge to the table.
I can just
He's a
see
good fighter. He knows the game.
Jonathan Harris is like,
Brothers are wild.
why?
This is a crazy thing.
Why is this the shtick we gotta do?
Or what they're going to be like.
I don't know. Looks like he's having fun to me.
Drew, Brianne, I respect you both greatly as competitors, but I do think your knowledge of the cinematic arts will fail, and you will fall at the end of this, much like Thelma and Louise at the end of their ring journey.
You're a greater man than I am, Gungadin, and I just want to finish by saying that I predict the Harris brothers are going to take not only this entire tournament, but soon find ourselves at the very summit, the peak of the Schmoedown, because this is, when it comes down to it, an academic challenge, an academic decathlon of cinema, if you will. And who else to sit atop the championship but two academics?
The finals will be in Oxford, I'm told?
Cambridge, and then Oxford.
What do you think about it, Brianne? What do you think about it? What do you
Oh
think
my
about
goodness. I think it's an advantage and a disadvantage since we have played together, but then also the disadvantage of not knowing what's going to be coming for us. So, excited, nervous, puked earlier, so I'm good.
Well, at least that's out of the way.
And out of the system.
Look, Marquia McCarty has more energy than anybody in this entire
She's
studio.
ready to go.
She is super excited, and as she should be. This is a team that scored 35 points. She sees a winner in them. She sees the next champions, and they are pretty confident. Both Drew and Brianne together, they look like they have a really good chemistry. Then you go to the Harris brothers, who seem to be obviously cut from the same cloth.
They know each other. They actually are cut from the same
They are
cloth.
cut from the same cloth, and because they have the same type of not arrogance, but the same type of confidence. Now that's why I said earlier, we know Lon Harris is
Arrogance, confidence. I wonder if he does that on purpose.
That match that he had against Ethan Irwin, and the guy is a top tier.
There's been a lot of debate over those terms in regards to other certain players. So.
Good team and something to look out for. But like you said, it's just a matter of for your first match to get thrown into a quarterfinal match in your debut. Brian Bishop
He's just trying to make sure he's catching himself.
Title match. You mentioned Bruce Green getting thrown into a title match. So will it affect John? We're going to find out today.
And what I liked is that watching those pre-match interviews, it did not affect his stage presence. No. And I mean, he is ready to go. The Harris brothers taking on Take the Cannoli, which of course is a famous quote from the hit J. Moore Smooth Mafia.
Yeah.
Christian, tell us what the tail of the tape is.
Well, the tail of the tape, the Harris brothers will carry over that one victory from the Evil Geniuses. They will get that victory.
Novels, syllabus, novels.
Strengths are.
Still action movies?
No, it just says novels, and syllabus. That's all it says.
I don't know that we have those wedges on the wheel. Going to be interesting to see.
And then you get Take the Cannoli, 80s movies, musicals, and entrances for days.
Italian cuisine for sure. I feel pretty ready, pretty enthused.
All right, if that's the case, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
interested to
it's
see what
time
their
for
entrance is
the
gonna be.
movie Trivia Schmoedown. Introducing first, with a record
Harris brothers.
of 1 win, no defeats, and 1 knockout. Give it up for Lon and John, the Harris brothers.
Surprised I still know the words.
Oh, were you lip syncing?
Yeah.
I was dancing like a white person.
And their opponents.
Stuck in the middle with you.
By their manager, Marquia McCarty,
I wonder if that's a hint.
with a record of 1
Didn't they come out to this before?
defeats. The 2018 free-for-all winner, Brianne Chandler, and the former movie Trivia Schmoedown team champion, the Godfather, Drew McWeeney, take the Cannoli. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh, I love it.
Nice.
X23 and Wolverine.
X23. Yeah.
I love this. Brianne Chandler is getting Drew McWeeney to play, and I love it. Yeah. Look at Drew, all dressed
That's
up.
awesome.
Amazing. Ready to go.
Pretty solid.
Logan and X23. Yeah.
Drew McWeeney for the new Wolverine in the MCU.
Smile at him. She got a full costume. Yeah, wow. Very incredible entrances. All right, so our competitors have hit the table. Mark, tell them how round number 1 works. With that, the Harris brothers, are you ready? Very ready.
May I have a quill?
No, you may not.
I like this.
I
kid.
like him, though.
I like it better than Lon.
And how dare you? Take the Cannoli. Are you ready?
We are.
Stick around, because after this we're doing a Fish Called Wanda remake.
Then let's get ready
Wow.
to Schmoedown!
All right. Christian, why don't you kick off? Here we go. right, here we go. The first category is from the realm of comic book movies.
Might get one
In
off the bat
Avengers,
here.
Age of Ultron, who gives Scarlet Witch a motivational speech
Oh.
that convinces her to fight in the Battle of Sokovia?
This might be one of the first few times I get a point starting out the gate.
100%. 5, 4, every day you want to quit, go to Hawaii. That's what I was going to tell you after this match. 1, hands down, Lon.
I believe it is Hawkeye.
That is correct. Drew.
I believe it is also Hawkeye.
John.
I have written Hawkeye.
You have. And
I
Brianne?
put Vision.
Okay, so the Harris brothers go
Hawkeye.
on point there, 2-1.
He has a bow and an arrow, and none of this makes sense.
That's right. Next question. Hawkeye Clint Barton, useless as he may be in the Avengers movies, comes to play for the Harris brothers. Your next category
One of the best
is
near
comedies,
fourth wall
Young
breaking
Guns,
moments in
funnies.
those movies.
The question is, what actor plays Steve Stifler in the American Pie series?
Yeah.
Everybody knows. 5.
Oh my
It's like one of those, like, please don't blank on his name.
I only call him Stifler.
Drew.
Sean William Scott.
That's correct. John.
I have written his birth name, Michael William Scott.
That's incorrect.
Sean William Scott.
Yes, and Lon.
I also had Sean William Scott.
All right, tie
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott.
All right, 3 back to you. As John misses that one. All right, here we go. Next question. Dramas. Who was Paul Newman's co-lead playing Minnesota Fats in The Hustler? Minnesota Fats is a great nickname.
Jeez.
Here you go. Where are you from? Wait, you claim Florida. What do we say? Hey, here comes New York Chubby. 4. What are you trying to say? I had 3 pieces of pizza through 2.
Can I repeat the question?
Yep. Who was Paul Newman's co-lead playing Minnesota Fats in The Hustler?
I'm pretty sure I got this wrong.
5,
I'm thinking of another movie altogether, but
2, 1. Jonathan.
Drats, I was thinking of a fat Minnesotan I know named Clive Earl.
That is incorrect.
Is it Brendan Gleeson?
That is incorrect.
Oh,
Jackie Gleason.
Jackie Gleason.
That would be Jackie.
Gleason.
Robert Redford.
So I believe
Yeah.
I was thinking The Sting.
Yeah.
Lon and Drew have not missed yet.
I prefer the Minneapolis load, Mark.
Perfect rounds. And as we get to the halfway point in round number 1, your next category comes from the world of animated movies, drawn by hand or on a computer. The question
Or
is,
claymation.
Bruce Campbell voices the character of Mayor Shelbourne, the gluttonous and egotistical mayor of Swallow Falls.
Yeah, you just had to do Swallow Falls.
Animated film. Now we can watch Jackie Gleason. Wow.
Oh my gosh, do we have enough time to write it?
Turn Back to the Future.
Yes. 5. No points are awarded. 4.
Jeez.
3. 2.
You need to know this, like, right away.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Correct.
And her
I put Rango.
Correct.
handwriting was impressive.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Huh?
I thought it was the classic Megamind.
All right.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
Look at this handwriting. This is the speedy handwriting of a person who's just trying to get the answer out so quickly.
Yeah.
Brianne, how is your handwriting so
Seen it
clean?
17 times.
Next question. Fantasy sci-fi. Freddie Highmore played which role in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? You get mad at me when I ask you that question. You answer Back to the Future like you're perturbed. That would even challenge you. I mean, I'm not broke. I've seen the movie more than once. 4. You never
Okay.
Hands down, please. Launch.
Let's play
I believe he was the main role of Charlie Bucket.
Correct. True.
I have his last name wrong. I got Charlie Button.
No, that is incorrect.
Oh, I didn't know we were looking for last names. Oh well. Darn.
Should I just put
Guess I
Charlie?
got it wrong.
They didn't say they were.
First of all, here's if it would have just been Charlie, we would have accepted.
I should have just written that.
All right.
I just wrote Charlie.
That's correct.
I wrote Charlie.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Charlie Bucket.
Cannoli,
Chocolate
7-6.
Factory.
7-6.
Oh, I mean Charlie.
Cannoli, it's a different person. The Harris brothers coming to play. The next question comes to the world of movie release dates. Dates movies were released in, and your question is: Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Splash, Romancing the Stone, and The Last Starfighter were all released in what year?
Oh, it's so easy.
You say that.
I just did a video about this too. I mentioned this in the Horror Movies for Those Who Don't Like Horror Movies video on the Cinefanatics channel.
That would be 1980.
Yes.
Dang.
The Orwellian Nightmare, 1984.
Yes. Brianne?
1984.
On.
I also got 1984.
1984, the year the PG-13 was rated came out because of Temple of Doom, Gremlins.
Horror/thriller. Horror/thriller. Which 1996 horror film was directed by Peter Jackson?
Was that 96? Oh no, I know.
5, 4.
Yeah.
I might not be spelling it right, but
Hands down, John.
The Frightener.
That's
Yep.
correct. Brianne.
I'm just embarrassed by my answer, so I'm not showing it.
It was The Frighteners.
That is correct.
The Frighteners.
Got it. Okay.
The
Did
Frighteners.
Brianne write a Lord of the Rings film? We'll never know. All right, 10-10. Tie game here.
Right.
Last question. Last question is a Patreon question. It is sponsored by our patron, John Patterson. John Patterson, thank you for joining the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. If you're not a member of the Patreon yet, become a patron today. Select which tier is right for you. Maybe one day we'll say your name like we just did. John Patterson. Now, Christian John Patterson, big scores and soundtracks guy. That's the category he wants to choose from today. Your final question in round 1, courtesy of Mr. Patterson. Who composed the score for 2017's The Shape of Water?
that was Guillermo del Toro that directed it.
5, 4.
Spelling?
I don't know.
I'm guessing.
Brianne.
I'm just guessing Hans Zimmer.
Incorrect. Lon?
I'm not 100% positive how to pronounce the gentleman's name. Alexander Desplat?
Correct. Didn't have it? Nope. All right, and Jonathan?
It's what happens when you play the Grape Escape. Alexandre Desplat.
Wow, a 2-point lead by the Harris
See, I just put Michael
brothers.
Giacchino.
Jonathan, a little bit of a rough
Yeah.
start, but
I'm not even sure I spelled his name
strong in
right.
that second half. Harris brothers up by 2 here.
That's crazy. Is that
Crazy.
score even right? I mean, you looked up and Cannoli was up by 2. You thought they were going to run away with this thing, and then we had a Charlie Bucket issue, and now all of a sudden the Harris
We got 9
brothers are
points.
taking the ball and
Not
running with
bad.
it to the tune of a 2-point
Yes.
lead going into round 2.
2-point lead, round 2. Like you said, Mark, this is a battle already. It's going back and forth just in the first round. How does round number 2 work?
Round number 2 is known as the Wheel Round, the Wheel of Fate, Doom, and for one team, Justice. And today's wheel is sponsored by a member of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon, and that sponsor he is Josh Gofton, sponsoring the whole darn wheel today. Thank you, Josh Gofton. His
really?
wheel slices for today's match are
Oh.
Stanley Kubrick movies and thriller movies. He likes tingling the spine that Josh Gofton does. Thank you, Josh. And one wheel slice, in addition to that, is a sponsored slice, and that would be the Samuel L. Jackson slice. So if somebody hits Samuel L. Jackson, we'll say your name. Now, how do we get up to that wheel? Simple. All dealing is in play here. You can steal from your opponents if they miss the question. And Christian, I believe I'm done talking, so you can wake back up.
Well, the Harris brothers have all 3 of their JTE rules left, and Cannoli has 2 left. As we get in here, the Harris brothers, you're in the lead. Would you like
And
to
then a
spin
good fight
first or
here.
second?
I believe we'll spin first.
You're going to spin first? Okay, go ahead and spin. Please spin from the wheel, not the peg. Please spin from the wheel.
Correct. The wheel, not the peg. Thank you, sir.
Sir, there you go.
I find if we both say it, it works. Really reiterates it.
It works really well as long as we say it.
The older brother.
If we both say it, it really reiterates
I
it.
do not play childish
See
games
a
like
little bit
wheel
of sibling
spinning.
robbery there, and Jess passing opponent's choice.
Oh.
This could be Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
I think we can take it.
They're going to take Samuel L. Jackson.
This will be a fun category.
Like I said, so
English, mother. Do you teach it?
Sponsoring that Samuel L. Jackson slice. Thank you, Dan, and Josh Gofton for the entire week.
All right, guys, so you're going to have 6 questions in the realm of Samuel L. Jackson movies. Here we go, starting that out. All right, first one. Samuel L. Jackson played American entrepreneur George Washington Williams in this 2016 adventure film.
He was in a lot of movies.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that y'all specified who he was playing, because he was in almost every movie.
2, 1. That's
We'll
now
guess.
no, time's up.
Yeah, you got it. For the steal.
No.
We don't know.
You
We
don't
got
know.
nothing. Nobody even wants to guess.
No.
The
No, we're not.
Legend of Tarzan.
Oh,
Oh.
Well,
He was in that.
before time runs out.
Could just said any movie. Oh, he was in that.
You got my shtick?
Yes. Here we go. Next one. All right, here we go. Samuel L. Jackson starred with Hayden Christensen and
Star
Rachel
Wars.
Wilson in this Doug Lyman film.
Oh yeah, Jumper.
Yeah, I finished reading the question.
So we'll do multiple choice.
Is it A, The Spirit?
No.
B, Equilibrium?
No.
C, Jumper?
Yes.
D, Paycheck?
No.
I think he actually was in only 2 of those movies.
Jumper, 1 point.
Spirit.
Yeah,
All right, thanks.
the octopus.
4 questions left. All right, here we go.
Not the Spectre.
Samuel L. Jackson won a BAFTA for Best Supporting Actor and was nominated for an Academy Award for which film?
BAFTA for Best Supporting Actor. Pulp Fiction?
5.
Or A Time to Kill?
That's what I was
Multiple
thinking.
choice.
A, Coach Carter.
Oh,
Nope.
could be Coach Carter.
C, Django Unchained. D, The
Negotiator.
No.
Fiction.
for 1 point.
Yeah, it was either Pulp Fiction or Coach Carter out of those 4.
Here on a wedge that they did
Those are 4 good choices for multiple choice, though.
In which film does Samuel L. Jackson get eaten by a shark?
Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea.
Almost the same exact reaction. Are they reacting to us or are we reacting to them? Who knows? It's Reactinception.
Question 5. Question 5. Here we go. In Kingsman: The Secret Service, Sam Jackson's Valentine.
McDonald's.
shared a
McDonald's.
meal from which fast food chain?
They were having like a McDonald's mukbang in that movie. They had like all the McDonald's.
We'll go multiple choice.
A, KFC. B, McDonald's. C, Taco Bell. D, Burger King.
I think I'm gonna guess Taco Bell.
It's incorrect.
McDonald's.
That's correct for 1 point. Okay, and Cannoli with a steal. 5 points.
If you're gonna guess at a fast food, just guess the most famous one.
Unless it's
He's been in a number of fine films.
Demolition Man, then it's Taco Bell.
Where he crosses a lane with Ben Affleck, I think.
Just crossing lanes.
All right, here we go. I'm telling you, John's better than Lon. Who plays Samuel L. Jackson's co-lead?
Christina Ricci.
Snake Moan.
Great movie too.
Christina Ricci.
2 points. That's a big 2 points. Christian.
Such a good movie.
As Take the Cannoli steps up to the wheel. How do you feel about it? Well, you were reading them. I was counting. All right, Drew. Once again, please spin from.
That was a hard round for them.
Christina Ricci, that would be our younger sister Wednesday.
Has that magic touch.
Adams.
From the
Get it?
raise and above the line to last time they played. But he's been bloodied and battered. To look at him, he is a shell of a man. He needs medical attention. Yet he continues to play. He might be the best person to ever spin the wheel. Oh no! No opponent choice. This is gonna be
Oh, come on.
Christian.
Oh, so close.
Action adventure. And they take it in honor of the fallen evil genius, Little Evil.
Spin it
They
again.
will not. No, they will not.
No honor.
Spin it again.
One more time.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
All right, another good spin.
Dude,
by
they get
Drew.
that spinner's choice.
See if it pays off. I'd love to see Frankie Numbers stats on how many times Drew has hit something favorable.
That's true.
I'd like to watch Frankie Numbers do the research on that.
Uh-oh.
This could be opponent's choice. Wait, it's going that way.
No.
Oh.
I told you. He has the magic touch.
Woo!
It's the 80s movie. He's got the magic
80s
touch.
will be good.
It's crazy.
It's fixed.
Here in the studio audience today are shouting that it's fixed. It's not fixed. He's just that damn good with his index finger and his thumb. All right, take the Cannoli. You have spun 80 movies based on the amazing spinning acumen of Drew McWeeney.
Nope.
Drew and Brianne, 6 questions in this slate, and we kick it off with who plays Jester in the classic Top Gun?
Tom Skerritt? Was that the instructor's name? I can't remember.
I can't remember who Jester was in that movie.
5.
Remember Iceman?
Iceman,
Remember
Maverick.
Goose.
Krosovich? That is incorrect for the steal.
It's Tim Robbins.
That is incorrect looking for Michael Ironside.
Oh, okay.
Jester is dead,
Oh.
so is that question.
And I feel bad too because I just watched the Collider Live that he was on also.
That could have been big, but they still have a 7-point advantage. 5
My cat's going
questions
insane.
in the world of 1980s.
The heck?
Your next question is, who plays Duke, the dog-faced boy, in Big Top Secret?
I can picture him. I can't remember his name.
5.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Doug Jones, B, Kevin Peter Hall, C, Benicio del Toro,
Weird Al.
D, Weird Al Yankovic?
C, it's Benicio del Toro.
It certainly is.
Oh.
For a point. He's that
I was gonna say you couldn't remember Weird Al's name.
Our next question is who directed the 1982 animated film The Secret of Nim?
Don Bluth.
It's
Yeah.
Don Bluth for 2 more points.
And the crowd seeming to woo, and then it all went away. All right, your next question. Your fourth in this round. In which Jean-Claude Van Damme movie does he play the real-life fighter, Frank?
Is that Kickboxer or Bloodsport? One of the two. I get them confused so often. I think it's Kickboxer.
5, 4, 3.
Multiple choice.
They're both going to be on here.
Kickboxer,
Yeah.
B, Bloodsport, C, Black Eagle, or D, No Retreat,
I think it's
No
Kickboxer.
Surrender.
I'm going to go with A.
You're going to be wrong for the steal.
Bloodsport.
Choices. Is it A, Kickboxer, B, Bloodsport, C, Black Eagle, or D, No Retreat, No Surrender?
It's B, Bloodsport.
It is.
They're essentially the same exact movie.
It's a big steal because now that guarantees the Harris brothers going into round 3 will have...
The names have been changed to protect the innocent, but I mean, it's pretty much the same exact movie.
Yeah. Question in this round. In the 1987 film Inner Space, whose body did Dennis Quaid's pod get
Martin
protected?
Short.
Martin
Yes.
Short. It was Martin
Love
Short.
that
3
movie.
points. It's a 3-point game. They can pull within 1, but they don't need multiple choice.
Martin
Next
Short,
question
Dennis
here.
Quaid.
All
Dennis
right.
Quaid is here.
Yeah.
Next question. In the 1984 classic Ghostbusters, after Rick Moranis' character, Louis Tully, is possessed, what?
The Keymaster or the Gatekeeper? Which one is he?
Do you mean,
He's looking for the
who is he
gatekeeper.
seeking?
He's the keymaster.
Yeah. Okay. The gatekeeper.
He is seeking the
2
gatekeeper.
points.
Okay.
Because he had the key and he was looking for who was...
He had a physical key? I don't remember him having a physical key.
I've clearly seen Ghostbusters a number of times,
Yeah.
and it's merely a 1-point advantage for the Harris brothers getting into round
He was
number
the
3.
key
Wow,
to
what a
the
game
gate.
so far. 1 point as the Harris brothers go into the third round.
Was it
with
Vince
1
Clortho
point
and-
lead over Take the Cannoli and Mark. Round number 3 is the
Yeah.
do or die round. How does
Confusing.
it work? Unless we get to sudden death, my right partner, nobody wants that today. We are very exhausted here. In round number 3, each Harris brothers for your number.
3 numbers.
Yes, sir. 3 numbers.
I will go with 4, 7, and 11.
4, 7, and 11 for the Harris brothers. Take the
Ooh.
Cannoli.
I heard 7-Eleven.
Take the Cannoli.
4 of them.
All right. 1, 5, 2.
1, 5, and
Big
2.
gulps,
It's
huh?
interesting way to count.
Well,
And Take
see you
the Cannoli
later.
will be going first. Will be going first. They go with category number 1. Category number 1. Here we go. Modern classics. Who's going to take modern classics?
I'll take it.
All right, modern classics. Here you go. All right. In No Country for Old Men, who plays Lewin Moss,
Tommy Lee Jones.
a man who stumbles across a briefcase full of money
Huh?
from a drug deal gone bad?
No.
Javier Bardem.
No.
Josh Brolin.
2 points.
Yeah, Josh Brolin.
She hits it. 2019. She hits it.
Javier Bardem
And
was the
now
bad guy.
bounce over to the Harris brothers, who chose number 4.
Couldn't remember
They chose
what-
number 4. Numero
who
quattro,
was
or as
where
Bono would
and
say
where.
for some reason.
Why is the bad guy's name? Why am I
And then
blanking on
number
his name?
To the world of Tom Cruise. The wild, wonderful, great smile
Another close
of Tom
match.
Cruise. And your question, 2 points.
Are you complaining?
No.
In which film
I'm
does
just
Cruise
not acting
play a
surprised.
character named Ethan Hunt?
All of the Mission Impossibles.
That would be in all of the Mission Impossible films.
Yes, that any of those are correct.
Perfect way to answer
And
that.
he gets the 2 points.
Yes.
And now it's 21 to 20, so it goes back to Take the
Pirates of the
Cannoli.
Caribbean.
The briefcase with the money in it in the third one.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Anton
for
Chigurh.
the
That's
back-
Javier Bardem's.
for the
Got it.
pointer. Drew,
Took a minute.
You got Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Remember the Titans.
Go.
Yeah.
Who played Denzel's wife in Training Day?
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
No. Got 5. You want to guess? 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking for Eva Mendes. Eva Mendes.
Oh.
All right, so
That's
now
right.
we stay with Take the Cannoli, who needs to hit their 5.
I didn't remember that she was
If they
even
hit
in
their
that.
5, it
Yeah.
bounces back to the Harris brothers. However, if they miss,
Denzel
the
Washington
Harris
and Ethan
brothers
Hawke,
will
and that's
go
as
on
far as my
to
memory of that
face
movie goes.
the Odd Couple in the next round. Here we go, guys. So category number 2.
Oof.
Category number 2 is coming of age films.
Is my bracket gonna bust here?
Coming of age, you have 2 JTE rules left. Coming of age, Take the Cannoli. Here we go. 5 points. Why was Andrew, played by Emilio Estevez, in detention
Because he bullied a kid. This is the short version.
Butt cheeks together.
Yeah.
5 points. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He went with the semi-long version.
Yeah.
Now we have a 3-pointer for the Harris
The more
brothers.
detailed short version.
Number 7. That's right. That's going to correspond to action adventure, and that is going to be answered by the lesser of the Harris brothers, Lon.
Now I accept it. I wasn't ready at the beginning of the match, but now I accept it.
I pulled Ethan Hunt out of that.
True, yeah.
All right, Lon, your question for 3 points. In the Poseidon Adventure, the ship is struck by a tidal wave during what holiday celebration?
Is it New Year's?
I'm going to say it's a New Year's celebration.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Then we'll give you 3 points, guys.
All right.
Doesn't
So-
really matter.
Doesn't
Doesn't really matter at all.
It does in case they look 25-24. So here we are. If the Harris brothers get this 5-pointer, they advance.
Ugh.
If they don't, take the
I love it when it comes down to the last question. The only thing I would like better is if it would tie it just so we go to sudden death, because sudden death is a whole lot of fun.
It's not going to happen.
Brother
No.
versus Cannoli. What a matchup. You selected number 11. And
I'm a big fan of Brothers, but I do like some cannolis.
Shut up, this is tense.
Pixar movie.
Ooh.
The Harris brothers were raised on Pixar, more likely the works of Robert Frost. The question is, who voiced Slinky the
Jim
Dog
Varney.
in 1995's Toy Story?
Ooh, did they have it though?
Jim Varney.
Oh no!
Winner! Advancing to the next round.
Whoa. Good job.
My bracket's busted now.
Brothers upset take the Cannoli.
John Harris
They're playing against Snyder and Draco. Wow.
Just an unbelievable performance by both Harris brothers. Lon and John really complimenting each other well. It seemed like they both knew that last question as well.
Do you wonder how many people's brackets that actually did bust?
I don't know. The thing is, a lot of people were anticipating JTE to be able to carry on, so
Yeah.
I don't know how that really affects things.
All 4 competitors scrapping it out.
Oh, Jonathan Harris is...
Advancing and now will
I mean, again, he pulled that Ethan Hunt out. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think a lot of us saw that coming because McWeeney and Chandler played so good in that first round. And, man, so...
Yeah, that's a huge upset right there.
And John came to play. Now we're going to talk to Jen Sturger, who's with both the Harris brothers and Take the Cannoli.
Wow.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with Take the Cannoli. Guys, I don't know if you're stunned, but personally I'm stunned. This room is stunned. After your 35 points in your last match, I think we were all expecting you guys to just come out, but you guys had tough questions today. How are you feeling after this, Marquia?
I'm proud of them.
Yeah,
I
the
am
questions from the
so
80s were
proud of
pretty
these
hard.
two, my clients, this marvelous matchup because, oh my god, did you know the director of The Secret of Nymph? Because I didn't. Did you know off the top of your head? This guy did. I mean, some of those questions, it seemed like
I knew
the
it
other
was
team
Don
got a whole
Bluth.
lot
I
of
was just
softball
like-
questions to me.
Because his animation's the same in like all of his
Did,
movies.
but I'm even more proud of this team.
All Dogs
right
Go to
here.
Heaven,
I can't wait to
Land
see
Before
this one
Time.
do some singles.
Did you do Anastasia also?
Oof, I know. Well,
I don't
it's
know.
super weird though because you did hit 80s, and we know it's your strength.
Similar
But it's
animation.
almost like people hitting their strengths lately. We had Riley, we had Guy. It's like their strengths are just getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Well, they're deep cuts, and it's funny because sometimes your knowledge can work against you. When they started to ask me the question about Big Top Pee Wee, my brain immediately went to Dog-Faced Boy, Freaked, Keanu Reeves, and then I couldn't back off of it because I had the other celebrity that's played a Dog-Faced Boy. So that happens. Like sometimes you have so much in your head that it gets tangled coming out. So I certainly think that
I think I've seen Big Top Pee Wee once in my entire life.
Absolutely, and Brianne, I saw you
And I'm
shaking
more
your
familiar
head after
with
you guys missed
Pee Wee's
that one
Big
steal.
Adventure.
I could tell like it was right there. And
So
you just
anytime I hear
couldn't
Pee
come up
Wee's,
with
like
it.
Big Adventure, and that's it.
What's next for you guys? Brianne, you've done such an amazing job
And
doing
it's
our
Playhouse.
Patreon. I mean, are you going to keep competing? Can we see you around here? I mean, obviously, performing in a competitive capacity?
I feel like this year is finished, right? Because it's the tournament, the singles tournament, then we get to spectacular. So I don't think you're going to see me doing the competing right, anytime soon. I would think.
But you are coming back, because I can say, having been in this tournament for a while and having competed both against and with several people, you better be back. because this went really well.
No, but so
These two better stay a team.
So let's bring this up, though. You say this collective we. Does that mean that Take the Cannoli might stick together going forward? Because you guys proved you have such great chemistry.
Let's see. I'm not ruling anything out. I'm not going anywhere. Let's see what happens.
And I would be proud to manage them again.
Oh, and speaking of, you actually have a singles tournament coming up.
I do.
And you're facing not exactly a slouch. You're facing Mark Andreyko.
I have known the android for many, many years.
How are we starting out with like a battle of the ages as round one?
And his brain's very scary. So I look forward to showing up and seeing what happens.
Absolutely. I don't know if you know this. You have something on your shirt, so you might want to take care of that.
I got some red on you.
Our opponent's blood, but someone else's. So sorry about that.
Oh God.
And no one makes the Shaun of the Dead reference.
And I can't wait to see what happens next.
Thank you.
And we're back with the Harris brothers. Guys, I think that's safe to say that you just pulled up one of the biggest upsets in this tournament. John, welcome, first of all, to the league.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Most people, I think, they come in their first time, the lights get to them, they get a little sweaty out there, and after round one, it seemed like you really kind of settled into it.
Yeah, I only get sweaty around the last 20 minutes of The Silence of the Lambs or any demi film. But this was a breeze. I was able to sit it and take it. And I'm really not too concerned going forward.
I really think it's the importance of preparation and education. It's something that I think the Schmoedown does not have enough of. People staying
I
up
think
late
Philadelphia was all that sweaty at the end of
not
it.
taking this seriously as they would any other item in their curriculum.
I was shocked there was not a single question from before 1984. I did not get a question about Sturgis, John, or Preston.
Tragic.
And I gotta say, Take the Cannoli was no slouch. There was a lot of back and forth in this match. Were you getting a little hot under the collar out there?
I mean, you know, you always want to perform at the peak level that you can. You always want to, impress everybody with your knowledge base. Take the Cannoli certainly seemed to have some knowledge about what they were doing in the Schmoedown. Seems to have seen some films from at least the 90s and the current era, at least. It was an intense battle, but I was always confident that we would pull it out in the end.
Were you surprised at all the difficulty of your round two questions?
I was a little bit surprised about the number of films with computer-generated imagery in them, but once we got down to the meaty plot of the films of Samuel L. Jackson getting mauled by a shark, I was confident that we would be able to win going forward.
The real highlights of his oeuvre, I felt like. I was glad that we were able to focus on that at the end of the round.
He also gets eaten by a shark in 1998's The Red Violin.
True. How true.
Who knew?
An insight.
So anyways, I have to ask the obvious question. Where does this leave JTE?
JTE is recuperating from his injuries. Obviously, we wish him all the best. I've sent a wreath to his hospital room where he's recovering. But I think for this tournament, Jonathan, our visiting professor, has come in. It's been an impressive show. I think we want to continue on our current path. I think we want to see the semester through, and I think we will compete together for the rest of the tournament.
I'm proud to have achieved tenure with you.
Yeah, so I agree.
All right, well, next match you're going to be facing...
You got tenure after one match already? Jeez.
Jesus Christ. One interview without crashing.
I just wanted to size them up, Jen, because, I don't know who they are. I've heard of the Coen brothers, I've heard of the Sisters brothers, but who are the Harris brothers? I mean, John, Lon, who's the third one? Moron?
Ooh.
A worthy dig. Is this a prop from some sort of Michael Bay film where he is measuring penis length?
I don't know. Are you guys professors at the University of Phoenix?
Come up with a rhyme that was just one syllable that would work for a lot better. Lon, John, Con, Don, something like that. It's supposed to go like multiple syllables.
Don't put him through the ringer. He'll ruin the whole curve.
It's like a little break from cinema.
John,
linguistics.
John, you impressed me today. You played very well. But Lon, you wouldn't even be here if JT hadn't gotten injured. Who knows how many words he would have mispronounced today?
You're very lucky. Your former teammate in nationalism, JT. I'm shocked to hear you turn on him.
I
You
knew
two
how to
you
corral
came up
him.
with the brown shirts together as co-nationalists. And now here you are, you're dismissing him. How cool.
Co-nationalists.
I would never do that to
Patriots.
Congratulations on your victory today. Mr. Andreyko and I look forward to sending you back to whatever junior college you guys come from.
Your partner who draws the funny books. Yes, I understand.
Yes, salutations. Yes, indeed.
Who draws the funny books?
Just 1 week, Christian. I would just love to not be crashed.
Some security in here? I should be allowed to finish my list.
She's got cannolis.
Trash, not the Paul Haggis trash.
Please.
Oh, this is Italian.
Yes.
Used to make me these for me. Yes.
The confidence with the Harris brothers is there, and they said basically we doubted. They didn't.
Oh, that's awesome.
McWeeney obviously upset, but looking to go into that singles.
That's fantastic.
I love Jen Sturger on this.
Just 1 week.
Brianne has been, first of all, and I said this to her before the match, and I say this now, though I tell you guys how important Patreon is, I tell you how important that Brianne Chandler is to our Patreon and everything that she does and all the interactions. So thank you guys to all the teams here today, and I don't know, that odd couple match between Andrejko and Snyder or now the Harris brothers, I don't know. Certainly one to watch because the Harris brothers did not luck into this. They didn't get a nice category that served them well in round 2, and they were able to eke out a victory. They won this thing. They came to play, and they're going to come to play the odd couple, so they better prepare. And I think that's going to be one of the more anticipated matches all of a sudden in this Anarchy tournament. I mean, I don't know which way that one's going to go. It's anybody's guess as to who's going to take this entire tournament, but the Harris brothers' name should be mentioned in the list of contenders. Well, the Harris brothers are your winners today, and you guys are the winners also. Thank you so much for contributing to the Patreon. I cannot tell you how important it is and how it keeps us going. I put a big post in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown page a couple of weeks ago of how crucial it is and the things that we're going to be doing in the future and how it is really... I want you guys to be able to see, when you see all these new things happening, the new editors, the new writers, the new things that we've been doing here, and as this thing grows, the more live events we do, I want you guys to look and go, that's because of me. I was able to do that. I contributed to that. You are helping us grow. We are giving you more and more in these tiers to make sure that it is, the matches hopefully themselves.
It would be so much fun to participate in something like this, whether it's answering the questions or on the back end.
Doing something.
It was very well written by you. Only 2 grammatical errors that I've known. An improvement for you. It was an impassioned response and letting people know that the Patreon is there for your support should you want to do so. You can always join the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page and check out the Schmoedown Rundown wherever you select your podcast to listen to, at the gym, on the go, or in the bathroom. For Christian Harloff, my name is Mark Ellis, and I guess we'll see him next time.
Usually in the bathroom.
Oh, we just been handed a note. No, it's a cannoli. Oh. You take the cannoli. I don't actually do the cannolis. How's it going?
Well, that was an upset.
That did not go the way I thought it would go.
No. I mean, it did come down to the last question, so it could very easily have gone the way that we were expecting it to go.
Went for the fact that I personally feel that question was very easy, but probably because I knew the answer.
Yeah.
And if I know the answer, it's an easy question.
Yeah, definitely. Way to show our viewing audience your skill level there.
You know, I feel like I've done that through multiple videos at this point.
Oh, wow.
Also, Toy Story is a childhood favorite, so I know stuff from it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I would really, just reiterating what we said at the beginning, I would really like to see Drew and Brianne stick around as a team.
Yeah. Because mainly, like, I was just thinking it would be nice to see them after this whole shenanigans is over to actually, like, try to go after the team belt.
Yeah.
I know Drew would love to have it again because it was taken away from him without any of his say-so, unfortunately.
Wrong.
What?
Oh, he had say-so. He just agreed to it.
Oh, okay. Well, details of that aside.
It's like, let's not mispaint him here. He respects Sam, and he respected the decision that Sam was making. So, that being said, I think the stuff that Sam is going to do now on the back end, and all the stuff that he's doing, and you know he has other things on his schedule that he has to do too, left a very nice spot for Brianne to jump in and fill in. And since she had, prior to Brian, not had a partner since Stacy, and who knows if Brian can come back or whatnot. You know, we don't know what he's got going on. But I think it would,
or who he is.
He's the bald one.
Yeah.
Bald Brian. At Bald Brian. Anyway, it would be nice to see Brianne and Drew team up going forward. As far as Jonathan Harris,
That was an impressive first showing.
Once again, this is one of those things where you don't know how someone's going to be when they first show up, and so you bet against them because, you know, safe bet says, I don't know how they're going to be, so I'm going to go for the ones that I do know are strong. And he comes out swinging.
And they did show, like in the preview at the beginning, that he had been, it looked like he was on movie fights over on Screen Junkies. So he's used to sitting in a spotlight, having to impart his knowledge in front of a camera. So that may be all he needed, was just that experience just to push forward.
Yeah. And again, just pulling out Mission Impossible like that is just absolutely impressive, you know.
Yeah.
So that was, once again, like all the matches in this Anarchy tournament at this point, that was a close match. They're all going to be close matches going forward, as they have been the last few matches. So that makes this probably, I would say this is probably one of the best team seasons of the Schmoedown, just because all of these matches are just edge of your seat, nail biting, what's happening. I don't know who's going to win or who's going to move forward. It's a nice time to get into the Schmoedown. It's very entertaining. That being said, if you have not started following the Schmoedown, if you are watching this video because you like us and you have absolutely no idea what this Schmoedown thing is, go to Collider, do yourself a favor, check it out, like and comment on that video over there, subscribe to them if you haven't, like and comment on our video here, subscribe to us if you haven't.
There is a link for a playlist of Schmoedown videos down in our description, so you can use that to follow back over to Collider to check all those out. And yeah, then there's our information as far as following us on Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is we're on.
All the social medias.
Yeah, all the social medias, except Snapchat. I haven't gotten into that Snapchat thing, so yeah.
Yeah, stick around to our channel. We got other stuff coming out. More movie reviews, more trailer reactions, including a potential big trailer reaction coming up here pretty soon.
Oh, yes. We do have a very, very high word that there is going to be the first trailer for Avengers coming out, and we are chomping at the bit, ready to react to that the second it comes out. So
stick around to this channel. We'll be doing that when that pops out, as well as other things. And we'll catch you guys in the next video.
Later.
See ya.